Alrighty, so today what we're going to be doing is
magic!
Alrighty, so today we have a deck of Maverick playing cards that can be shuffled thoroughly. Okay, after they've done that and they say the deck is shuffled enough, I would go ahead and invite the spectator to go ahead and pick any card. So, let's say this one. Now, it doesn't matter what it is. It's the Six of Clubs, okay? So, now I ask them, go ahead and just put your card anywhere you want. Whoa. Put your card anywhere that you want. So, right there, that's perfect. Oh, whoops, okay. Right there, that's perfect. Now, what I want you to do is I'm going to mix up these cards, okay? They're going to be thoroughly mixed and shuffled, okay? I'm just going to shuffle them and I'm going to shuffle them until until you're satisfied with the shuffling. It doesn't matter how much I shuffle. I just want you to tell me when you want me to stop. Here? Do you want me to keep mixing this pile or just set it on top? Set it on top? Perfect. So for that entire part, we were shuffling the deck. And now for this part, I'm going to be mixing the deck. Most people think it's the exact same thing, but I'm here to tell you it's not. You see, shuffling is this kind of motion where, whoa, you are shuffling the deck thoroughly. That's what we just did. What we're going to be doing now is something called mixing. Now, mixing, what you do is you take a certain amount of cards, doesn't matter how many, and you flip them over. And you keep doing this until there's no cards left over. And what's going to happen here is there's going to be a bunch of face up, there's going to be a bunch of face down, and it's just completely a mess. And whoever cleans this up has to spend a lot of time cleaning it up because it's a really big mess. But I'm here to say, before I let you start fixing this, I want to show you what we have. We've got some back to face. Oops. Some face to back. And occasionally we can find some back to back. Okay? And now, why can't I think? Oh, now, would you believe me if I told you that all the cards are now face up? Now, of course, if you believe me, that's great, but I wouldn't believe me because now the cards are all face up. Okay? And that's still a lie because as I spread the cards out, you can see all the cards are face up, except one. The Six of Clubs. Your card. Yep. How'd you like that card trick? Cool. Bye. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alrighty. So this card trick, this one is not my go-to card trick. So this card trick is called a Triumph Effect. Okay, so this trick, it's completely impromptu, so you can shuffle the cards, you can give the cards to your spectator to shuffle. Doesn't matter. So yeah, spectator and yourself, or maybe just the spectator, can shuffle this deck of cards. Let's just, the deck is shuffled. I didn't mean to do that. The deck is shuffled. And now they pick a card. Usually I don't recommend me seeing the card, but for some reason I decided, you know what, I don't care if I see it. So that's fine. If you see it, it doesn't matter, I guess. So yeah, that's perfect. And then what you do is you have them, you control the card to the top any way you want. The way I used in the performance, I just either cut randomly somewhere or I dribble randomly somewhere, and I just have them put that there, and you either just set that on top, getting a pinky break, or you don't do that. You almost lose the card. I'm pretty sure it was the King Hearts. And you dribble the cards at kind of like an out jog, like so, and then you can come in and push up and get a break above their card. And all you have to do is give them some cuts, leaving their card, leaving their card, what the heck, leaving their card on the top. I didn't mess up because I was doing it wrong. No, I never do that. Okay, so their card's on top. That's not the way I usually do it. I don't know why I did it that way. I just wasn't thinking and I wasn't prepared. Usually I would use a double undercut and just control it right to the bottom. But for some reason, I did that way and controlled it to the top. Now what you have to do is get their card to the bottom. Or you control their card to the bottom already in your first control. Doesn't matter. All that matters is you get their card to the bottom. Easiest way is to do an overhand control. And their card's on top. All you do is peel their card and then do a regular overhand shuffle. That's all you have to do. And then to keep doing more overhand shuffles, you do a milk overhand shuffle, I think it's called. All you do is keep the top and bottom card, and then, or as you're pulling the top card, pull the bottom card with your bottom fingers, and then keep adding more. So yeah, you just kind of pull the middle out of the deck and keep on going. And then you can do riffle shuffles, false cuts, anything you want. And you can do this until the spectator tells you to stop, or you can just do it a few times and then be like, okay, we've mixed the deck. Because the way I did it in the performance, which is, I usually don't say this, I was just doing that for some reason. Just hit my mind and I was like, ooh, do that. So I was like, spectator, tell me when to stop mixing, and whenever you tell me to stop, I'll stop. And let's say they say stop here, and then boom, we're good. So now all you have to do is proceed into doing the Triumph Shuffle, or however you want to call it. Basically all you do is just take some cards and then flip them over. Or you can take some cards like this and flip them over like this. So you've got their card on the bottom, and the way I do it is take some cards, flip them over, take some more cards, flip them over, take some more cards, flip them over. And in this point, you're not going to say take some more cards, flip them over. You're going to say like a patter line of whatever your patter line is. And then as you reach the bottom, keep their cards separate and basically put it face down on the pile. So it can be on either this side or this side. They're both going to be face up. All you have to do is get their card face down on one of them. And now here's what you do to convince them that there's more, that it's mixed up more than what you have. I'll show you exactly what we have here in a second, but here's what you're going to show the spectator. You're going to ripple you're gonna riffle up the top half, so something like that, where you've got the top, and you take and you take that portion, you say we've got some back to face. Now you go from the lower half, and then you say we've got some face to back, and then you find the natural break in the deck, and you say we've got some back to back. And now before I actually do the move, I'm going to show you exactly what we have here, not what the spectator sees. Here's exactly what we have here. We've got the spectator's card, a whole bunch of face-up cards, and then a whole bunch of face-down cards. That's what you should have by the end. And no matter which way you do, and no matter which way you flip them around, you should have their face-down card, a whole bunch of these, and then a whole bunch of those. Face up and face down, okay? And then you go through and you're like, we've got some back to face, we've got some face to back, and then occasionally we can find some back to back. Now you find the natural break, and you break at that point, and you open up like this. So you're twisting the top half. You're twisting it. And then, but all you do is you take the natural break, twist it open, just like you would any other time, but instead of twisting it back, you twist and then you set it on top. So that way what you have is the deck fixes itself except for their card. Now, if you reveal it like this, that is, in my opinion, not as good as it could be. Also, you miss some performance pattern opportunities, because I realized one day, because I would do the pattern like, do you believe I fixed this deck? And they'd be like, no. And I'd be like, well, of course I didn't. I fixed it all except for your card. And it was just like getting right to the end. But then I came up with the idea of saying, right now, would you believe me that all these cards are face up? And some people say yes, and most people say no. But as soon as they say something like that, most people, like, they'll say no, and I'll be like, well, I don't, would you trust me that all these cards are face up now? And I'd be like, and they would say no, and then I would be like, and then they would say no, and I would say, well, of course, I would say, well, I wouldn't believe me either, because now all the cards are face up. And some people laugh at that. Some people are like, oh, because they realize, oh, I was an idiot, or something like that. And then I cut right to the chase. I sometimes, like, if they're laughing, or realizing what the heck just happened, I let them do that. And then I would be like, but I still wouldn't believe me, because as I spread through the deck, you can see all the cards are face up except for one. And at this point, people are like, no, it can't be. Or either you've got the kind of spectator who's like, no, it can't be. They're like realizing it already. Or you've got the spectator who's focusing so hard that they can't say a word. It doesn't matter. You'll get reactions anyways. And you flip it over and you're like, boom, the King of Hearts, your card. And you don't say, is this your card? You confidently say, boom, the King of Hearts, your card. But yeah, that's a card trick. And do subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. Comment below. Tell me what you thought. Tell me ways I can improve it. Yeah. So, I've got some things planned, but I'm not going to share them yet, because it's not finalized, but it's really cool, and I can't wait to share them with you. So yeah. And, by the way, did you know that this requires a deck of cards?